anything that can help you focus more on your business and less on the admin side of it. So without further ado, let me get stuck in. I'm going to start sharing this on my phone so I can show the actual app itself. So just bear with me for 2 moments. I'll share this for you now. And there we go. Okay, so this is the Anna Money app you've all probably seen before. Let me just get myself signed in. Now, this is the chat screen. This is where you guys probably spend most of your times talking to me and my colleagues, asking us for statements, this, that, and the other. But today I'm going to go through our invoicing feature. So if you've seen this before, you can see that you can create an invoice there at the button that comes at the bottom. And also if you select the account summary screen, which is the bottom button in the middle, you can go to invoices and create an invoice there as well. So you can 2 different ways to do that. But let's just start by creating an invoice and selecting that button. Now, it's a really straightforward process if you've seen it before. If you haven't, keep an eye on this and you'll see exactly how it goes. So how it starts is it just says, who do you want to invoice? So the bottom right there says Aries Ventures Limited. Now that's my business. It's going to pop up with previous people you've invoiced before, basically for ease of access for you. But today, since we're starting this from brand new, let's just choose something completely different. So I'm going to choose a colleague of mine who recently came back from Australia. And I'm just going to say that today I'm going to be invoicing her. So this has popped up with other companies that are very similar to this. You've got Imaging Limited, Imaging Alex, other businesses that were there. If some of them do match, select it. This has been taken from Company's House, but if it's an individual or it's something different, then just click it's an individual and put it in manually. So what is the postcode there? Let's put this in manually and enter this. Great, so that's a couple of addresses that is found there. And let me just select this one there and say this is exactly the address that we want to use. So what's the first product or service you want to invoice for? You'll be able to add a description later. So at the bottom there, you're probably thinking there's some weird things coming up. You got cheesecake and you got a month software subscription. That's previous things that I've invoiced for. So if you're a freelancer or you sell only a certain type of products, whenever you start invoicing people, you can keep selecting the same things again. It's going to make life a lot easier for you. But for this one, I'm going to say the best webinar in the world. There we go. Oh, bear with me 2 moments there. Two seconds. All right, let me see if we can try that again. Sorry about this, 2 seconds. This is the problem with doing things live. You're going to get the odd issue every now and then. Let me see if this is coming through. Okay, no worries. Let me try and do that again. Apologies about this. Let me close this and let me reopen the Anna Money app again. Like I said, these are the issues of doing these live. Okie dokie. Let's start that invoicing process again. There we go. Let's add the description. Let's put, like I said, let's put cheesecake there for now since that one already popped up for us. Great. So now we're on to the next step. So how much do you want to charge that for? So once again, it's the same as every other time when we start invoicing. The more that you use the app, the more that it's going to pick up on previous responses that you've put in. So all these amounts at the bottom, you've got £40, £1.99. None of these are randomized amounts. These are all amounts that I've previously put in when I've been invoicing and playing around with the app as well. So we'll put this down for £30.99. That's going to be the most expensive cheesecake in the world, probably the nicest one as well. And now you can add a description to that item if you want. So let's go with vanilla cheesecake. I'm not sure what your favorite is, but mine is definitely vanilla. There we go. So do you want to add another item to that invoice? If you're selling multiple products, doing multiple services, you can just keep adding them on there. But I'll say that's everything for now. And there we go. So that's the invoice itself. So what I'm going to do, we can have a look at this of the invoice. So you can always amend it before you issue it. Once you've issued an invoice, you're going to have to delete it and then make a new one, because we cannot amend an invoice that's already been issued there. At the top, you can set it to repeat. So like I said earlier, if you are a freelancer and you're working for a company and you're doing the same thing every week, every month, just set it to repeated invoices for there, especially if it's the same service. Like I said, all of this is to save you time and money. And that's one of the features that we've got going on there. So if I put in the address wrong the first time, we can amend that. If the name is wrong, the date, the payment terms, anything like that, we can amend it. So my account itself, I am VAT registered, which is why it's popping up there. You won't need to do it manually yourself. You can always keep adding things in there just to make things a little bit easier for you. So some other features that we've got here, you can add an invoice note. So anything that you add there will be present on the invoice itself. So you can say, thank you for your service, there, and that will be seen. And then you've got the comments. Now the comments are, like it says there, these are for your eyes only. So if you've got a certain way that you track your invoices or a certain way that you add comments on there, that's what this is designed for. So I can just say the first invoice, don't forget to issue second. That could be just for me, and no one else is going to see that. So this is just the basic information that you can see that you're entering, but what does the actual document itself look like? So let's have a look at the PDF preview. When we select it, oh, let me click that again. PDF preview. Let's see if this will load up. And that's what it looks like. So you'll probably see at the top left there, top right, that's my actually company invoice, logo. You can add any logo that you want there yourself, give it a bit more of your personal branding, just to make it a little bit more professional. You'll see all the information that we've entered is there, the vanilla cheesecake, the name as well, the address, my company name at the top right, which is Aries Ventures Limited, the date it was invoiced, as well as the payment terms. You can see everything on there, including the VAT total and the payment amount that's due as well. So that's pretty much everything I would want. Yes, I'm happy with that. I've got no problem. Let's confirm that invoice. Yes, would you like this invoice to be Aries 001? So you can enter your own invoice prefix there, whatever suits your business. A lot of companies just do invoice INV 001, 002. They just keep it going. But for this one, I'm just going to say, yes, confirm that. I'm happy with that. Just one thing before you start finalizing an invoice, do you want to add your VAT number to your invoice? It's best practice to include it. So a lot of people do this. As you probably see, if you've been invoiced before by a company that's VAT registered, they tend to either put their UTR in there or their VAT number. Now, I'm not actually VAT registered. I just do this for the abstract, so some of the features. So I'm going to say no, so I don't put total nonsense in there. And that's it. It's done and dusted. Okay, that's now confirmed. We can send that for you. The email below is ready to go. If you add your client's email address, if you send the invoice via Anna, we can add a receipt, a red receipt, so you know when the customer has opened your email. So this is basically, if I sent this, this is what they're going to see. Hi, here's the invoice, Mary's Ventures Limited, for the work they provided. Please pay this in a timely fashion. Thank you for your business. And that's going to be a PDF of the invoice attached at the bottom there. I can enter the email address in there. I can CC myself, but this is totally optional. If you're the kind of person that thinks, no, I want to manage this completely on my end, don't worry about it. Do that yourself. And you can just basically leave this feature and say, leave for now. Don't worry about it. I'm completely happy with it. So that invoice has now been issued. So we will be able to see this in our invoice section there. So mine's acting a little bit buggy right now because obviously I'm doing this live, which is causing, I haven't got the best iPhone in the world. So let me just have a look at shutting that down and then opening my app again. I do apologize about this. I do need to get a much better phone. Okie dokie. So when we go back into the invoices, so you can see the one that I paid earlier, Sorry, that was paid to me. That was to myself at Aries Ventures Limited, £24.89. And then this is it right there, an outstanding invoice that I sent to one of my colleagues. So I put the payment date for 7 days. So after 7 days, this is going to be overdue. You will get a reminder that it's overdue just to let you know and not forget. And you will have the option then to be able to chase your client for it. Now we have a built-in feature where we can send them a message. It's a very, very polite message. It's not pushy whatsoever. It's just to let them know, look, our client sent this through. Obviously, it's a little bit outstanding now. Please pay as much as you want. If not, please get hold of our customer. Let them know what's going on without this outstanding invoice. Or if you've got your own method, you can chase them yourself. It's your business. You can do exactly what you want to do there. And it's, like I said, it is pretty straightforward. So in terms of keeping track of all your invoices, like I said, it really couldn't be easier. The invoice management tab here, you'll see all your existing invoices, any actions that you need to do, and you can also download the invoices as well. If you don't want to send them through our app, say you've got some kind of your mailing service or something along those lines, you can just go there, share the actual document in any way that you want to. You can text it, you can email it, you can airdrop it. Like I said, it's really straightforward to send these PDFs across wherever you want to. So in terms of being able to get paid with a non-banking version of the app, so there's a couple of ways that you can actually do this yourself. So as you all know, this hasn't got any bank account attached to it right now. So this is where our next feature comes into play, which is the open banking side of it. So open banking allows you to connect, view, and manage your business current account basically all in one place. It's a really simple and easy to use tool, and it works perfectly with our other tools like our tax admin, our invoices. But before that, we get into the tax admin and the other features. Let's just show you what it's like to connect another bank account to all the ANA tools together. So once again, it's always all in one easy to use place, which is the account summary screen. And at the top there, you're going to see bank accounts. Now, this is where you're going to have the option to connect an existing one through open banking, or if you like what you've seen with our app, why not have a look at opening your own? But I've already got one, so I'll do that again another time. So this is where it comes up. It says, with your bank transaction, now you'll be able to categorize your expenses, calculate your taxes, and automatically attach receipts. So what do you want to do? Do you want to connect an account, or do you want to open a brand new account? Well, I've already got an existing business account and have for some time. So let's have a look at doing this. Okay, great. Tap connect to my account and we'll add your existing account through TrueLayer, a secure service that's really fast to use. And I think that sounds fantastic. Let's go and connect an account. So it's going to guide you away from the ANA Money app and through to TrueLayer. Now, if you don't know what TrueLayer is, it's an extremely secure service that'll be able for you to attach existing current accounts, either personal or business, because some people do use some business transactions on some personal accounts, basically sends them all across here. It's just going to let you know that it needs permission to be able to have all of this information, your balance, your transactions, your accounts. No one else but you is going to see this. You don't have to worry about that whatsoever. It's incredibly secure. These are all the list of banks that do have open banking features available there. If you don't see your particular bank there, you might want to contact them or find out when they're having this service. There's a lot of different current accounts out there, and not all of them have them, but as you can see, it's incredibly popular and a lot of them do. I personally am going to choose Monzo. So you will now be redirected to Monzo. I'm going to confirm that. So this is my Monzo account. So basically it's just saying, TrueLayer would like to access your accounts. If this wasn't you, you're not happy about it, please don't say yes. But obviously this was me. Just going to enter my PIN and let this all go through. All done. Amazing. Open the app. Yes, open the app. This is me back in. Let me put my PIN back in there. And there we are, right at the top. That's my Monzo account. That's my current balance in there. Rich, I know, very rich. And how quick was that? How easy and fast was that? Like I said, incredibly secure as well. Don't worry about anyone else seeing these details. It is completely up to you, just like your Anna account is as well. It's very secure. So there you can see all of my expenses in my account, money going in and money going out as well. But this is a personal account and it knows this. It says that everything there is a personal expense. Everything there is non-taxable income, and that's totally fine. It is up to me to select which of these transactions is business income, what's revenue and what's not revenue, what is their category, what kind of expense that they were. But that kind of ties into our next set of tools that I'm going to be able to show you today, which is the tax admin tools, the receipts capturing, as well as some of the VAT and taxable profits as well. Just before I jump into that, this is another thing that I want to show you. So when I was saying about different ways that you can get paid into your account without actually having a money account, only using the open banking features, that's what this get paid button is for. So let me show you what this does. We'll say get paid, and it says here is your unique payment link. Anyone with this link can pay you securely without needing your bank details. Now that's what my link looks like there. So we got the pay.anna.money with the Aries Ventures Limited. So that's unique to mine. Now you can put this link, you can send this link to your friends and family and clients and colleagues or anything along those lines. I recently did speak to a very clever customer, and what he did is he put that link on his actual website as well. And he is one of the biggest users we have for this get paid link. I don't know why no one ever thought about putting it on their website before, but he did that. And for him personally, business is absolutely booming because it is such an easy tool to use. So we'll just go through to the open link. So pay them securely without their bank details by connecting to TrueLayer. So this is basically what they're going to see when they select this link. Like I said, it's incredibly straightforward, and it's easy to connect and pay by this link. So just so I don't actually start paying myself and sending any money across, I'm going to ignore that for now. But if you do have the non-banking version of the app, play around with it, have a look, see if the link is something that's suited for you. If not, you can continue to use your business account or open one with us, but it's definitely worth a look. I guarantee it. So we've gone through two of our biggest and main features right now. So we've gone through the invoicing features and the open banking as well. So right now we have a fully fledged working business account with all these tools completely for free so far. So let's go into some of the next hefty features that we have, which is receipts capturing, as well as the VAT, as well as the taxable profits as well. So as you all know, it is your responsibility as a business owner to manage and track your income, expenses, and your receipts. The bookkeeping element of your business is incredibly important. Not only do you want to make sure that you're paying the right amount of tax, but you also want to avoid an audit from the HMRC as well. If you've owned a business for longer than a year, you know exactly what they can be like, and you want to be as tax efficient as possible. Don't pay over the odds and don't pay under neither, because like all things, they will eventually find out one way or another. So these are the tools that can help you do that. So firstly, let's have a look at the receipts section of the non-banking tools. So earlier you saw some transactions that I had when I connected to my open banking account. So we're going to have a little play around with that by capturing some receipts. So already it's got the invoice that I made there, which is the one I sent over to Imogen. Now, obviously, I haven't received that payment yet, so I haven't really got anywhere to stick that. If I did see the incoming transaction, I'd be able to attach that to the revenue, the income and funds that I had, and reconcile that transaction. It is incredibly straightforward like that. So I have a number of receipts next to me that I made in the co-op relatively recently. So I'm going to have a play around with those, capture those receipts, and basically keep them on my Anna Money account. Now, you don't need to reconcile the transactions. Obviously, if you ask me, my personal opinion, it is always best practice to do that. But if you just want some kind of place to store your receipts digitally, because you don't want to keep them in a shoebox. You don't want to keep them with your accountant. Just stick them all on this screen. Like I said, it's really easy to do. So let's have a look at photographing a receipt. Let's just have a look at doing this. So this is my desk right now, and these are the couple of receipts that I have. So there we go, straightforward. That's captured that with all the details on there as well. This is a co-op transaction of £5.55. So we'll just put that up there. Great. Let's have a look. Let's capture another one right here. There we go. That's another one. And let's capture this third one I have over here as well. Okie dokie. Great. So I'm done with that. Thank you very much. So we're just uploading those new receipts there. It's just going to take a moment or two for them to upload correctly. Like I said, I'm probably throttling my internet right now with using the app, uploading things live as well. So it might take a second or two for that to be able to go across, but it's totally fine. What we'll do in the meantime while that's uploading is have a look at some of the revenue that I've made on my personal Monzo account. Like, I really want to stress now, this genuinely is just a personal account of mine, so you're not going to see a lot of incoming business transactions there or anything that looks even slightly business related. It's just going to be rent expenses and a lot of Just Eat and Uber Eats, unfortunately, because it has been locked down for a very long time and I forgot how to cook. So it's just this never-ending circle of ordering food. Bear with me 2 seconds while I just close down the app and open it up again. There we go. Let's get back into this. Great. Let's have a look at these receipts. There we go. Okay, let me have a look at that in a bit. But let's have a look at my transactions here. Great. So this is £500 that I put across into my account. You could probably see up there. It just says top up £500, and that was just me paying for, the odd bills of rent, this, that, and the other. But when it comes to categorizing a transaction, this is basically what you're going to see. Right now is come under non-taxable income. Well, it would, because it came from my personal account. But what kind of income is this? Is this a refund? Am I paying this in? Is this capital that I put into my account, such as a loan? Is it other income? I'm going to say this is business income. And that's officially being categorized there as some business income. So we've got the VAT there. It automatically applied the 20% VAT because I am VAT registered, but I can amend that in any way that I want to. Maybe this doesn't belong to have any VAT on there. There we go. VAT is nothing. And the rate there, I can just put in, I would just say revenue from, I don't know, cake sales. Because if you remember, we are selling cheesecakes. Revenue from cake sales. Add note. There we go. And we'll just close this down there. So now that we've categorized this transaction correctly and said that this is business income, this is revenue that I've made from selling my cakes, it's going to appear here in your taxable profits. This is taxable income, and so far I've made a profit of £500. I've had no expenses. Somehow I made the cakes just out of thin air, completely for free. So it's always going to say that my taxable profits is going to be £500 there. Now, this amount is always going to amend depending on how you've categorized your transactions and what your transaction history is actually going to look like. So like I was saying earlier, it's always going to be the business owner's responsibility to keep track of their finances. Now, what the best thing about this tool is it's designed for you to do it on the go. Keep doing it every time you have a transaction come through, trying to stay on top of your revenue, your expenses, and your taxable profits, and what your tax is going to be as well. If you own a business or you've got friends that own businesses, what you've probably seen that they do, especially when it comes to VAT, if they do it monthly, if they do it quarterly, or if they're a madman and they do it annually, is they leave everything to the last second. and then they have to go through a year or 3 months worth of receipts and transactions and categorize them, and they're stressing, and the HMRCs, they only have 2 days to do it. It's been an absolute nightmare, and I see it happen again and again and again to so many people. So every time you have that income and transaction, categorize it, get that receipt, upload it, reconcile it, make sure that you're keeping track on top of your taxes. Because if you don't, no one else is going to do it for you, unfortunately. That's just the hard part of basically running the business. So this, like I said, this is the bit of view of the taxable profit screen here, including your expenses and your outgoings as well. You've got the download and share link there as well. So what that is, that's something that I'm going to show you a little bit later after I've stopped going through all the tax features. Now, this is a web view for you to be able to have a look at all your transactions, either the ones on this account, or if you've got open banking attached to it as well. You can view all your receipts there. You can download them on your computer with one button. And like I said, this was designed and it looks best on a desktop, on a laptop, or anything along those lines. And that's one of the biggest requests that we had from a lot of customers, is as much as easy as it is to be able to use this taxable profit screen you've got right here and categorize your transactions, people want to use a computer. Everyone wants to use a computer. It's just so much easier to use when you're going through statements, downloading CSVs, exporting them to either Xero or Free Agent or something along those lines. So that's what we're going to show you a little bit later. But right now, we're going to go into your tax settings. So one of the things that I like to stress to a lot of the customers who've had to play around with our tax screens, or just had to, a mess around with our tax features as well, is I always say the more information you can give us about your business, the more accurate your tax amounts are going to be. So I am talking about what are your taxable periods. Give me 2 seconds. Let me have another play around with the app. Ooh. Yeah, let me get back into this. Okay. So yes, let's go back into the settings. There we go. So your tax settings. Yeah, so what is your company year-end date? Are you VAT registered? If so, what is your VAT number? What is your accounting period? What is your filing period? And are you, do you have some kind of VAT flat rate scheme? If you are, if you're in the construction industry, I know the construction industry is absolutely mental when it comes to the VAT. Some people are 5%, some people are 7%. That's what this is for there. This is so you can add your own custom VAT rate if for any reason you're in that kind of sector of that kind of industry that doesn't really come under the flat normal 20% VAT that you see. If you don't put in a number here, or say that you are some part of some kind of scheme out there that has a different VAT rate, we're just going to give you the normal 20%. Like I said, if you don't tell us what's going on, we're just going to have to go through a lot of the default information there. And if you're not VAT registered, just say you're not. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. That's all you need to do. The bottom button there that you can see, connect to your government gateway. So this is something that, unfortunately, I won't be able to show you that right now, because like I was saying earlier, I'm not actually VAT registered, and I don't want to be on the HMRC's radar of why is he saying that he's VAT registered when he's not, because I'm just playing around with the app there. But what that is, that's incredibly straightforward. And I'm going to go into the VAT part to be able to show you what that is about. So like I said, if you're VAT registered, then you're going to have to be filing everything's monthly, quarterly, or annually. Now you can upload your VAT return through the Anna app by connecting to the government gateway. All you're going to need to know is your government gateway details, and please, before you do it, make sure that you are registered with the HMRC for making tax digital. You probably all shared that multiple times again and again and again. This is something that's going to be compulsory by April of 2021. And a lot of services, app services like ourselves, unfortunately, we have an issue connecting to the HMRC if you haven't made yourself making tax digital, and you've registered for that. We've got a video that we can send you to have a look at it. It literally takes 2 minutes to do, doesn't cost you anything, and 3 days later you get a confirmation that you have correctly registered for making tax digital. So if you're VAT registered and you haven't done that, please do that as soon as possible, not just for us, but for any other service that you're going to use as well. So this is, like I said, right now it's got nothing there because, I haven't got a lot of sales on yet. But when you do have a look, you can change your VAT period there as something a bit more custom, something you actually want to have a look at. You can view your own VAT return. And if you've done your VAT return before, then you're very familiar with these horrendous 9 boxes that need to be filled out with the information. The more you do it, the easier it gets. A lot of people leave it to the last second, and that's why it can be really horrifying. And at the bottom there, you can connect to your government gateway. Now, it can be difficult for you to calculate your own VAT return if you're not an accountant or if you're brand new and you've never done this before neither. So this is another service that we do offer. So you'll see there, check your VAT with an ANA accountant. It's really easy to do. So we'll press that button. And right now, what we see coming through is it only just takes a couple of days. Our accountant will be in touch. This is the cost of the services. Are you interested? And you just say, yes, please. There we go. So what's great about this is what's going to happen is you say you are interested in the services, you want to have a conversation with an accountant, someone who's got a little bit more, qualifications, or someone who's got some history of doing this. And either myself or a colleague of mine will give you a really quick call and just run through everything with you. What kind of services are you actually going to need? Because a lot of the people don't know what we have already in the app. And like I said, all of this is free, and they think they need to pay over the odds for services that a lot of people are already providing. Like I said, it is incredibly easy and straightforward. And if you do get confused, scared, and you do want to have a conversation with someone, click that button, and please don't be too scared to have a conversation with us at absolutely any time whatsoever. So that's the main tax tools that you'll see there that you can use. Like I said, pretty straightforward, really easy to use as well, especially if you want somewhere to be able to hold all your receipts, to digitalize them. You want to keep an eye on your VAT, or you want to have a better understanding of how your taxable profit works. It'll all be calculated there for you. Just make sure, like I did earlier, categorize it correctly. Tell us what is business income and what isn't business income as well. And you probably see at the bottom there, invite a friend to join, and you'll both get a £25 referral fee. I mean, if you love what you see and you're telling your friends about it, absolutely everybody can benefit from that. So just one of the last things that I do want to show you, if I can do that technologically, is the bookkeeping tool that we were just having a look at earlier. So there's a couple of ways that we can do that. They will just say share the expense report. So basically it's going to say, we've just emailed you a link to your expense report. We suggest opening it on your desktop so you can view all your transactions easily. I could have a look at it on this phone, and it is going to be absolutely horrendous. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start sharing my screen on my laptop instead, and just give you a quick look of what that looks like when it comes to having a look at the bookkeeping tool, how useful it is, and basically how pretty easy to navigate that it is. So let me have a quick look at this and stop recording. There. And there we go. So it's just going to be me on my computer now, and bear with me 2 moments and I will share my screen on here for you. So this is my email address. This is where this has come through to. This is my business one that I use, so I've got some Instagram emails in there for some of the adverts and stuff like that I've done to try to promote my business a little bit more. And this is kind of what these the emails going to look like. So it says that you can now view this on your desktop. Just open the report there. And this is the bookkeeping tool. So as you can see earlier, I connected my account via open banking, so I can have a look at that there. That's me, Jake Watkin. That's my Monzo account. Maybe I've got other businesses accounts set up with this as well, so I can have a look at those. I can choose the time frames at the top left. I can have a look at these transactions and I can change the category on them to maybe that's taxes, maybe that's a business account fee, that's interest, subcontractor. That honestly, the categories just keep on going. We've really tried to make this suitable for almost every type of business that is out there. But if you do have a play around and you don't see the right category for you, let us know. Tell us. We'd love to have a lot of feedback about this. The more you tell us, the easier it's going to be for you guys to use and navigate the account as well. And what a lot of our customers have enjoyed about this is that they don't want to look at this, but their accountant wants to have a look at this. So send them the link, give them the email address, let them have a play around, let them categorize the transactions for you or ask for attachments. So right there, a request has come through on the app saying, we need an attachment for this. Please add a receipt. So if you are VAT registered, you know how important it is to reconcile those transactions and have those receipts attached there as well. So if your accountant has access to this, you can just go click, 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 click. I want receipts for this. I want receipts for this. I want receipts of this. And then we can try to sort all that for you. That's how great that can be. And this is where you can download it through Free Agent. You can download the QuickBooks CSV, and you can download all the attachments in one place on your computer. And I know I've said this a couple of times, but I do want to reiterate that all of these features are completely free. So if you're already paying for something that does a similar service to this, if you're enjoying it, obviously keep using it. But if you do want to try something new that has multiple apps and multiple features all in one place, I'd say give us a look, give us a shout and see if that's something suitable for you. But that's pretty much it from my end when it comes to all the features that we have. Do we have any questions? Any questions whatsoever? I'm going to take my colleague's stunned silence as a no. But thank you for being here today. Thank you for going through the features. If you like what you saw, like I said, give us a download. And if you have any questions about what you saw but you don't want to ask here live, log into the app, send one of my colleagues the questions, and we'll be happy to help in any way that we can. Cheers. Thanks for your time. Cheers.